For as long as Minecraft has existed, surviving on a single island has been a challenge that most gamers have partaken. Dubbed the Survival Island Challenge, it is arguably one of Minecraft's most difficult tasks. You want food? You better start farming. You want iron? Best of luck in the caves down there. Why don't you just make a boat and leave? Well, that'd be cheating. Combining the Survival Island Challenge with Minecraft's latest version 1.19, you have a mostly mangrove swamp survival island. And when you finally throw in the 100 days challenge, you have yourselves a Havenhand video. A video that you should probably like and comment on. Also, if you want to feel nice, you could subscribe to the channel. I won't complain. And this beauty of an island is where we began on day 1, and I cannot wait to destroy it all. Let's begin with the first, most all-important tree. I should mention that I'm not the only person here. My good friend Marvin is with me, and he's about to give me some stone. Alright, rude. I took a quick exploration of the island. I did find a nice little pretty tree in the water over here. Isn't that nice? And decided that I was going to set up my base in this area. I did a nice little dig down into a hole, making a miniature hobbit hole of sorts. And then Marvin came in to check it out, and he said it looked terrible.
Where's this hole that you speak of? Oh, a literal hobbit hut.
Yeah, you're welcome to go and get your own place. How about that?
You know what? I will.
You know what? I don't even want you here.
Fine, make it a solo series.
Guess even though this is a duo survival 100 days, I'm surviving by myself for the time being. As the night fell, I started to hear chickens nearby, and I was able to lure them back for future food. You know what my reward was for bringing back those chickens? Explosions. Honestly, I would have wanted nothing else. And then I began digging down, doing a bit of a diggy-do, as they would say. Just trying to find a cave, get the basics. Digging further down on day 2, I actually found myself a lush cave. It had a decent amount of coal and iron, and even had a little bit of that lapis lagoogles as well. Even got myself a carrot. Of course, they're in the lush caves, why wouldn't they be? Heading further in, I just got lots and lots more iron, so much to the point where I actually broke my pickaxe. And after cooking some iron, I decided for the time being, it's time to head back. My inventory was kind of full, so I decided that it was time to at least head back and, you know, store it. Unfortunately, I made a mistake. Well, not one mistake, actually 3 mistakes. Number 1, all the iron that I got, I left it in a furnace down under. So, yeah, go me. Number 2, I had the great idea of making a ladder way back up so I could climb up and down whenever I wanted. Didn't get enough wood for the ladders. So, yeah. And number 3, Marvin's a jack. Why? What did you get from that? So after taking out a giant tree, I made some more ladders. I did misplace them because, well, of course I did. After finally getting down, reclaiming my iron, I made the basics. And I was just gonna keep exploring. But I did only have 1 piece of rotten flesh, so sadly, I do have to make my way back up, at least for now. Farmer Haven took over on day 3. Firstly, I cleared out a couple of trees and started planting some crops. This big tree did take me a minute because they always do. I was working my way up the tree, I was working my way down the tree, but at least oh god damn it. I hate everything to do with this game. Well, with no food or bed, I decided to have another search around the island. Maybe there would be some sheep around the island. Mobs, lots of mobs, cool. At least for this night, Marvin let me stay in his house. Should mention on the other side of the island, Marvin has made a little bit of a mangrove hut. I don't know why, he just decided to do that. I decided though I need to risk the night. I was mainly fighting mobs, hoping to get some spiders because strings equal beds, beds equal sleep, and sleep means I avoid the night. And even though I did drop to a single heart while fighting, though I was dodging skeletons left and right, it was like the Matrix up in here, I did get enough string to make myself a bed. Now, if only Marvin had one. I made it home on day 4 quite safely. Unfortunately, I can't do that much without food, but lucky for me, during the night, I was able to pick up 4 bones, and bones mean, well, bone meal, so I can bone meal these carrots. Carrots equal food, food equals nom-noms, nom-noms mean I can regenerate my health. Never thought Survival Island would be this challenging. I guess I understand why people do it. I actually went AFK for a little bit on this day as well, and literally the second I got back, a melon grew like it was meant to be. It's almost like I'm associated with melons for whatever reason. And then I began to work a little bit on my, I was gonna say base, but let's be honest, just a hole. It took the rest of the day and most of the night, and it was well, it was something. Not great for a basic starter place, but honestly, I'm not complaining. It's my home, and that's the most important thing. The farms didn't have that much growth either, so I had to wait in my home for the night. Only somebody had a bed. I'm not pointing fingers, but someone should have a bed at this point. After clearing out some more mobs on day 5, I was getting a little bit of rotten flesh because I was desperate for food. And after claiming some more bones, I got a grand total of 6 carrots. I know the lush life is kind of how I rule it. Speaking of lush, I went back to the caves where I got myself an axolotl and a diamond and a mine shaft. Well, at least we don't have to worry about beds anymore. And then another diamond. In fact, I got 3 in total at this point. I only need 1 more and we'd have ourselves an enchant table. And well, there you go. Shortly afterwards, I got 3 more. I now had 7 diamonds in total. Also, yellow axolotl, best axolotl, chain change my mind. And after getting distracted by the lush cave, it's just so pretty, I found myself a zombie spawner. I made a note of the coordinates thinking it could be quite useful to come back to later, because let's be honest, a zombie spawner would be quite easy to grind. Caving was still happening on day 6. The day started with a creeper doing 0 damage despite being next to me, sure. And then I found myself a lava pool where I mined enough obsidian for a portal and an enchant table. Okay, this lava pool was exactly 13 lava sources big, so I need one more piece of obsidian. I'm sure this would only ever happen to me. I swear to God, this game is just trolling me at this point. Like, look at this one vein of diamond. What can I do with that? At least I was able to find myself a lava flow, so I got the extra piece of obsidian needed. And then to finish off the day, 2 more diamonds. I came back up to the surface on day 7. I started cooking away. Marvin came to visit, was taking a sneak peek into my pockets. My man wanted some enchants, despite the fact he had caved like for 2 minutes this entire time. Problem was, we didn't have any leather. But lucky for us, in the zombie spawner, I actually found a Thorns 1 book. And thanks to a simple bit of grindstoning, I was able to turn that into a natural book, and we had ourselves an enchant table. I got some pretty decent gear, some of it actually tier 2 from basic enchants, and then I made myself some diamond tools. After that, I checked the farm. Growth had happened, so now I actually had food. Shocker, I know, who'd have thunk it. And after I exploded a little bit, just another classic Havenhand thing, the sun began to set, and for the first time in 7 days, we actually slept through the night. How amazing is that? Day 8 was a pretty basic day. I checked the farms a little bit further, planted some beetroot. Gross, I know, that's just disgusting. Please forgive me for that one. And then I made some plans, some house plans. As much as I love the little hobbit hole that I have, I think it'd be really cool to make a underwater base near where the tree is in the water. It's gonna be great, and also painful, but also great. Anyways, I dug out a little area for some sand, and then began cooking it away, because the idea of this underwater base is gonna require some glass. I started placing a little bit of the glass on day 9, at least as much as I could, and then the axolotl that I had earlier, I decided for decoration, I don't know why I said decoration right there. I put the axolotl behind the fence for decoration, and even though the poor little dude was trapped, he liked it in there. Trust me, I know. Anyway, I finished the glass bridge shortly after, and then went back to some farming stuff. That is until the ocelots came for my chickens. What a jerk. Day 10 was more work on the house. I was digging underneath the glass to make a sort of corridor, and that's when Marvin made a discovery.
The leather pants I have on have a cursive binding, so...
Oh my God!
so until they are destroyed, I'm stuck to leather pants.
After that, I made myself an automatic cooker. Never know when you're going to need to be cooking on the go. And then I made a couple of base adjustments just to make it work. But, it doesn't look stupid at all. Don't tell me it looks stupid, please. Work carried on the underwater home on day 11. This time I was working on an entrance area for it. My idea was to make a mini mangrove swamp opening. I thought that'd be kind of cool. And so I was running around grabbing a couple of saplings. And then after getting some bone meal, I started growing the trees. Again, it's not a lot, but it's just the simplicity that I really like of this. And then it was on to the tunnel on day 12. I went with the root flooring and a log wall, and honestly it took most of the day just getting the blocks more than anything, but at least it has a pattern, if you want to call this a pattern. And the final day of building for the time being happened on day 13, where I dug out my bedroom. Yes, it was not necessary to have it curved back around, but who cares? It's Minecraft Survival Island, baby. It took all day to dig out, and though it is far from done, it's a start. I'll make it look pretty later. On day 14, we showed each other our builds. Would you like to see what I've done so far?
Sure.
Okay, come on in. This is the outlayer. This is my tree. And then if you come into the tree, oh, would you look at that? There's hidden ladders, Marv. It's the hallway, the mangrove hallway.
The hallway.
If you look at underneath the roots, it's a mixture of sand and then like mangrove blocks. It looks all neat. And then we have my bedroom. It's heavily not done yet, but this is gonna be my bedroom.
I thought you said you were done.
I said I was done with the hallway.
Welcome to the world's best fisherman's pier.
Oh my God, you're making a fisherman's pier. Wait, this took you 3 days?
It's a lot of wood, man.
I did a little bit more farming on day 15. I do want to expand the farms. They are quite small at the moment, but that would require me to level out more land. And so for the time being, I'll settle on the little expansion that I've got. And then I got to cooking. Gonna bake me some taters before going to the Nether. Oh yeah, on day 16, we both went to the Nether. Well, after I fixed the portal and then not blew up. Oh, I'm on half the heart.
Oh, I should probably help you, huh?
Yeah, I don't, yeah. We then headed into the Nether. The goal was to find a fortress or a bastion, and as we run along, maybe we can get some levels along the way. Well, the good news is we got ourselves 40 levels. The bad news is by day 20, we had found no structure of any kind. No fortress, no bastion, no nothing. We was very unhappy about this. When we returned on day 21, I made a bit of a decision that I wanted to go back into the caves for more diamonds. Found myself another axolotl, and despite the fact I've been playing Minecraft for over 10 years at this point, I still can't do the basic things. For example, picking up this axolotl was very difficult. And searching the lush cave even further, I found a giant area. Like, this is absolutely massive. Even got myself 6 diamonds in here. It was pretty damn good. On day 22, I found myself a spawner. Anyway, moving on. On day 23 was a lot more productive. After dealing with pretty much every mob under the cave, I found an iron vein. Not like a normal iron vein, you know, the big juicy iron vein, like a watermelon juicy iron vein, you know what I'm talking about? And I spent my time mining all the iron I wanted, and we're not going to need iron for a while. It's a good time for me. And we finished our caving on day 24. The only thing I'll mention is that I did find a few diamonds. I walked away with 14 diamonds in total from this caving trip, which I will 100% take. You give me 14 diamonds every caving trip? Hell yeah, that's good. Returning on day 25, I knew that I could share my diamonds with Marvin when, oh god, what had he done? What had he done? Why is half the forest gone? Marvin, what have you done? So Marvin wanted to basically free up a bit more of the area, and the way he went about it was to use the 2 iron spare that he had and burn down the entire mangrove swamp. So basically the Lorax was very upset right now. On day 26, I made a decision. I got this boat. I asked Marvin to join me in this boat, and then I took Marvin to a nearby island. Just happened to be a mushroom island, and I decided that Marvin was banned from the survival island. I cannot trust the man to not burn it down if the man is going to do it in a 4-day caving trip. Look what he had done. This is stupid. So yeah, Marvin got banished off the island, so this is now my island. Oh yeah, there was also a sunken ship. No, not that one. This one over here in the water. Even had a diamond in it. Isn't that nice? I made myself some diamond armor on day 28, and then I had to work on, well, fixing, in quotation marks, the island. There was a lot of floating tree blocks that I had to pillar up to and try and break them down just to try and make the island just a little bit better, but there was just so much mess. Spent most of the day doing this. At least my second axolotl, I will pop into the other side of the home. So now both sides have a nice little axolotl to live in. Isn't that cute? I just hope nobody touches those little guys. They're my best friends. Marvin! Give me it now. Give me the axolotl. Marvin.
No.
Marvin.
No, I don't have anything.
Marvin.
I don't have anything. Please, just give me one day. Just give me one day. Just give me one day with him.
Give me the axolotl.
Just give me one day with him.
Marvin, give me the axolotl.
Give me one day with him. Give me one day with him.
I will come to your island and I'll burn you down if you do not return the axolotl in one day. Do you understand?
Yes.
Working on the farms more on day 29, I decided that I wanted to expand what I could. Since there was now a bunch of trees cleared out, I took the carrots and the beetroots and moved them to a new location, and then expanded where the potatoes and wheat were to make it a much larger area for those kind of things. Also, you see those crops over there? You know, Marvin's farm? Well, let's just say Marvin doesn't have a farm anymore. Started day 30 by breeding some chickens.
Hey, buddy. I know we started off on the wrong foot.
Could say that. I mean...
I brought you a present.
Oh, okay.
Your present.
Your present to me is my own axolotl?
Yeah, I heard he got lost.
Your present was to steal my axolotl and then return him.
I heard he was stolen. I wasn't the one doing the stealing, but I heard that he was stolen. I found him. Yeah. I returned him as a peace treaty.
When you jump in that boat? Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and now I want you to go back to your island. And once that was done, I decided, you know, the Nether portal? Pretty basic Nether portal. You know what this Nether portal needs? Needs a bit of mangrove. Give me some of those roots. Give me some of those logs. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I wanted to connect all the buildings on day 31. I wasn't about to build a tunnel to it, so I decided to just make myself a nice basic path. It was just half blocks and some mangrove wood, you know, just to make it all sort of fit together. A nice little jungle theme I was going for. Also, Marvin's area needed to be quarantined quarantined a little bit, and so I got myself some fences and quarantined the area off. I ran out of one kind of fence, and I knew that if Marvin ever came back, it would annoy him if I used a different kind of fence, and so I kind of purposely used 2 different types of fences. Suck it, Marvin. And then it was back to the house on day 32. Remember the bedroom that I dug out? Well, I need to dig it out a little bit more, and so I got moving on that one. I'm gonna be honest with you, this took all day, but we got there in the end. We got a nice dugout area. For this build, though, I am gonna need some more mangrove wood, and so on day 33, I started cutting down all the mangrove trees. To be fair, most of it was just clearing up more of Marvin's mess, you know, with all the mangrove blocks in the sky. It was kind of useful to do 2 birds, 1 stone. I need mangrove wood, and I also need to clean up the island. I had the corners of the bedroom set up at this, but whilst I was doing it, my pickaxe did break. No worries at all, though. I could just go ahead and make another one. You took all my iron! What? When did you do that?
I did this so long ago.
I hate this man. I dug out the walls a little bit more for some decor. Added a nice little lava feature on the back wall. Isn't that fancy? Ooh, really hope that doesn't burn the wood. And then all the quartz that we mined earlier to get those levels, I decided to use it to put onto the walls. And after that, I began digging out the roof because that's the last area that I need to improve. I finished digging out the roof by day 35, made a nice little mangrove roof. And after checking out my home from start to finish, entering the mangrove swamp, running down the tunnels, and looking at the room itself, it looks, I mean, it could be worse. I actually was celebrating my victory on day 36 because I no longer had to build much, and I did it by actually capturing myself a zombie villager. One just naturally spawned under the trees. Wasn't going to turn that one down. I decided on day 37 that I was going to head back to the Nether. I wanted to see about curing this zombie villager, and of course that would require potions. I traveled around the Nether for a couple more days. I actually found a bastion before I found a fortress. And we all know why I go into bastions is to get that music disc that everybody loves. But what's the chance of me getting the music disc on the second chest that I opened? Oh my god, pig step at the second chest that I opened. What are the chances of that? A couple more days into the Nether, and I finally found myself a fortress. That only took forever. 7 blaze rods I was able to get. And then I punched a pigman in the face. Good times. After getting some nether wart and the basics, I was ready to leave the fortress already. It was a sad day on day 42 because I paused my recording and forgot to start recording. Basically what happened was the zombie villager accidentally died because of a couple of explosions. Where did all these explosions coming from? Simple. Marvin blew up a couple of creepers and kind of made my island look a bit, well, worse than it already was. Also, one of my axolotls was dead. That's really sad. With all the levels and everything I've got, I don't have a level 30 enchanter, and I have no way to get access to leather. But you know who does? Marvin. And how does Marvin have an access to leather? Well, he lives on a mushroom island, and you know what mushroom islands have? Mushrooms. My man had made a pirate ship, apparently. I think he was planning to pillage my home, I guess. One mushroom cow slaughter later, and, well, 45 level was obtained. Even stole his sugarcane because, well, I mean, he's not gonna need it. I got back to my island on day 43. Shout out to my boy Marvin for have all of this sugarcane set up on the outside of his home. I will happily take that as a donation for him destroying most of the island. I made a level 30 enchanter, got unbreaking free on my bow. Isn't that great? However, the second bow enchantment was pretty good. And then I got smite on my sword. And then I got unbreaking free on my chest plate. Really? And then my helmet was, oh, come on. You know, it's days like this where I really think Minecraft is against me. And so the only thing to do on these sad days is to celebrate with some pig step. Woo! On day 44, I was just stood around. Not really much happened. And then, well, Marvin appeared.
Havenhand.
What are you doing?
How's it going, buddy?
What are you doing on my island?
I don't like the way you've been treating me so far, buddy.
You've burnt down half the island, stole a bunch of my stuff, and blew up half the land. How am I the bad guy here? You gonna take a boat ride? Marvin? Marvin! Marvin! After dealing with the shock of the wither attack on day 46, I was just really looking at the damage. The explosions, the dead chickens, the everything that Marvin had done to ruin the survival island. I was upsetty spaghetti. And so I knew right there and then that if I'm gonna have my island destroyed, he's not having the good island here. I'm gonna destroy his island. I'm gonna get myself some TNT. I knew the best way for me to get myself some TNT was to actually set up a mob spawner. It wasn't gonna be made of the same blocks, but at least I was able to put one together quite quickly. I was able to start it and complete it on the same day and night. It was basically a speed run. Once I tried to use it on day 48, not a lot was spawning admittedly, and I was a little confused why. But after heading back up, I realized there was actually a lot of light in here because I forgot to cover up some of the holes. Not a problem though, it was quite an easy fix for me to cover the holes themselves. The spawn rates are admittedly quite slow, but hopefully over time I'll be able to get enough gunpowder. Between day 48 all the way until day 53, I was just murdering all the mobs that came through. I got myself 31 pieces of TNT by the time I was done, and so it's time to be a little mischief myself. I headed towards Marvin's island, I placed some TNT, and, well...
Haven?
Yeah?
What did you... Why is my stuff on fire? Hey, my ship! What did you do? No, what did you do? What did you do?
Marvin, I didn't do anything. Hey, Marvin.
No, you let the demons out.
Marvin.
What?
Remember the Wither?
What about him?
Merry Christmas. See you later. Once I returned on day 55, you know how I celebrated? You want to know how I celebrated blowing up Marvin's island? Made some potatoes. How would you celebrate? On day 56, with a tail between his legs, Marvin returned back to the island. After talking for a while, he realized that the only way we're going to be able to repair either one of these islands is by working together, and so I graciously let Marvin return back to his old home. I mean, we can share some resources. On day 57, because I had the Wither Star, got myself some obsidian from Portal, also got myself some glass. Marvin had a lot of iron spare from his recent caving trip, and so we was able to make a beacon as soon as this iron cooks up. On day 58, we made ourselves a basic beacon. It's a start, but I wanna go caving and get some more. Before I do go caving though, I decided to do a level 30. Well, it actually turned out to not be a level 30, but we don't talk about that. On my diamond pickaxe, where I got just fortune free. Honestly, really happy with it. Into the caves I went. The main goals was to A, get myself full diamond armor, and B, get enough iron to make a full beacon. Fortune free makes that really simple. We actually spent quite a long time down here, 7 days in total. All the diamond veins I was finding were honestly just one veins, but honestly, that's fine. Fortune free kind of sped up the process. I ended up walking away with 23 diamonds in total, and I also got over 4 stacks of iron. Luckily, Marvin got the rest, and we also had a bit saved up anyway. However, the cooking process was, well, we all know how slow the cooking process is. Also, Marvin came back at the night. Took his time. On day 66, whilst we were still waiting, I decided to make the remainder of my diamond armor, and then I decided to do a high-level enchant on it. You'd think I'd get something good. In both scenarios, I got Unbreaking Free and Blast Protection. What are the chances of that? The iron completed cooking, and I worked on making a full beacon. Wasn't too bad, was it? And then on day 67, after that was done, Marvin decided to take a stand.
I feel like you think you're the owner of this place.
I mean, I kind of am, considering that you burned down half of it. I feel like this is kind of my island that you're welcome onto. I didn't do anything to your island. I mean, that's just straight up fact.
I challenge you to a duel.
Okay, well, we can't kill each other because obviously we're in hardcore. But how about, like, we played some Minecraft minigames?
I could try hard enough.
No, because then we'd have to restart from day one. I don't want to. You want to play a whole...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I don't want to play anymore with you. I'm getting kind of sick of you.
Well, that's kind of rude. What if we just, like, I don't know, we just played some Minecraft minigames? And thus, we dubbed the Survival Island Games. On day 68, I made myself a spleef arena, a dirt spleef arena. Listen, there was no way for us to get snow, so we kind of had to settle with this. And I also enchanted 2 diamond shovels, getting efficiency free on both of them. One of them did have fortune and unbreaking as well. I'll let you guess which pickaxe I kept. And then on day 69, the spleef games begun. One spleef. Oh, damn it. All right. I'm pretty sure I did that one myself. All right, now you win. Doesn't matter that I lost on day 70, it was time for some target practice. I made a target block, placed it down, and the goal was to be the first person to get the bullseye advancement would win. We spent all day shooting arrows at this bullseye, and neither of us, I repeat, neither of us actually got the bullseye advancement. You know how we decided who won? When we checked the actual bullseye block itself, Marvin jumped to pick up his arrows, and all of the arrows that he picked up were on the dirt blocks below it and not on the actual bullseye itself. The bullseye itself had all of my arrows on it. I had infinity, Marvin didn't. And so, out of all fair and love and all that kind of good stuff, we decided that I won the target game, which means it all comes down to Survival Island Games number 3. Had to make a little bit of a parkour thing on day 70 as well. You know what Marvin was doing whilst I was making this, by the way? He was fishing. He is the least helpful person I've ever met in my entire life. It was best 2 out of 3 for the parkour, so here we go. Go!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hardcore Parkour Pro. Your boys 1-0 up. Suck it, Marv. Go!
For frick's sake.
Oh, okay. I perfected this first time.
Huh?
Oh, god damn it, I found the same spot. Oh, no. Marv, don't do it. Marv. No. Alright Marvin. For every penny, pound, and crown of the round.
For the island.
For the island.
For the island.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Go! Oh, I don't know what noise I just made. I felt instantly. I'm so annoyed. Marv, don't do it. Marv, don't do it. Marv, did you come to my side? No, 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 Marvin, no. I was so depressed on day 72. I mean, this island has been my home for over 70 days, and I've tried my best to keep it alive and healthy, but, oh, it's no longer going to be mine. I'm going to have to go to that terrible mushroom island that's exploded for some reason. I'm really sad. Anyway, I accepted my fate, and on day 73, I headed to the new island. Will mention on day 72, I did kind of steal all the potatoes, the carrots, and all the gold and diamonds and stuff. No, I'm not going to give them to Marvin, that jerk. But I got to the island. It looked terrible. I just did some sad pig stacks. Not even worth doing the wool at this point. But then I remembered something. I had everything that I wanted, but I forgot the axolotl. You know the yellow axolotl that I got all that time ago? He's still in the cage. I need to go back and get him. And so I returned to the night and... Oh my god. Marvin burned down the entire island. I was only gone for 5 minutes. On 74, I had a conversation with Marvin. I said, Marvin, this island, it's precious to me. It's special. Let me rebuild it. Let's work together, rebuild the island, make it not look like an absolute nightmare of a 100-day survival. And Marvin said, yeah, sure, why not? BRB gonna fish. And so on 75, I worked on getting all the saplings I could and planting them. I also worked on crop management, planting all the potatoes I could. And over the next couple of days, I pretty much got as many saplings as I could and I grew them. It was a slow process of planting, cropping, cutting down stuff, everything I could do. Took 5 days in total. And you know what Marvin did that entire time? He fished. What a jerk. On day 81, we decided that we were going to go to the Nether. One reason we would ever be allowed to leave the survival island is to actually go to the stronghold and kill the Ender Dragon. The first way we was going to try and get Ender Pearls was to barter. Marvin threw in all the gold and we waited and waited and waited, and then I was just like, screw this, I'm going to go and find myself a warped forest. Between the times of 81 all the way until 83, I was able to find a warped forest and kill enough endermen to get me 12 ender pearls. I even managed to get back to him on day 83 and well, still 0 ender pearls for Marvin. He tried his best. We returned home on day 84 and well,
yep.
Mangrove Among Us.
Mangrove Among Us.
Dude, that looks terrible. I don't know if
it's so ass.
So awful.
Where's the flint and steel?
We spent an hour making it.
I'm sorry, I just hate it, man.
On day 88, we agreed it's time for us to go to the end. If only we had blaze rods. Ooh. So Marvin agreed to go get some blaze rods from the Nether, and to help out, I was going to make a bunch of food for him. Gonna cook up all these taters. Marvin returned on day 89 with 8 blaze rods, and I had plenty of food for him. He wasn't happy when I told him that there was already 8 blaze rods in the chest that I just noticed 2 minutes ago, and so he decided to put his foot down one last time. He said to me, Haven, first of all, you are much more attractive and smarter than I am, but second of all, I want this island and I want you off it. So the person who kills the Ender Dragon, who gets the advancement, wins the island once and for all. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I said to him? I said, bet. And so we headed to the stronghold. The only time we ever left the survival island, if you exclude the time when, you know, we went to the mushroom island. We don't talk about that. It was a couple of day journey starting on day 91. We got there on day 93 and began searching the stronghold on day day 94. The only interesting thing to show is that some of the stronghold had been taken over by the deep dark biome. Bet you forgot we were playing in 1.19. Well, here we are. And then we found the portal. One quick sleep, and on day 95, we charged into the portal. This was it. This was for all the marbles, all the pennies, all for everything. The person who kills the Ender Dragon gets the island. That's that. And so I knew that every shot would have counted here. I carefully took shot after shot killing the crystals, and I knew Marvin was waiting. The one advantage I had was I had infinity, whilst Marvin did not. And when the Ender Dragon dropped to about lowish health, I knew that my best chance to get him was to charge him down below and hit him by the head. And so I went for it. After kicking Marvin off the island on day 95, I realized that there wasn't really that much to do. Though, this is a 100-day survival, and so I waited until day 100. And you know what I did on day 100 of my survival island? I played myself some pig step! Woo!